Hey, I have a strategy for you to try out. There's many different ways of approaching this, but this is one that I think would work out best because we're looking for government data on recidivism, and we're looking for programs in Utah and California that actually show promise. And then we maybe want to find stuff like scholarship on that and how those are analyzed. So I have a strategy for you to try. I have a second monitor over here so I can cheat instead of writing down a script. Okay, first step. We can find the data from the states, which we already took a look at. But let me show you one way of starting out. So if you go to USA.gov, USA.gov is going to have all the officially reported data. So it's not going to be from groups that might be highlighting one thing or another for the impact. So USA.gov is kind of a search engine for the federal government, but also state, local, county, city governments as well. So if we type in recidivism, we're going to get everyone talking from all the way from the top all the way down to the bottom, like the administration of like employees or something like that, or hiring. It's just going to be like nuanced all over the place. So what we would do is we would add a state. So this uses Google search, so you don't have to use the Boolean operators or anything like that. So what you could do is, and this is kind of the way that they sort it, isn't by date, but it's by some relevancy rating, so I'm not quite sure how you would go. So what you would do is you would say, you'd like cruise through these looking for keywords. Is there something that they've done? So like offender recidivism, offender data points. I'm looking for something that says, oh, this is just like talking about data collection. I want to find something like an intervention that worked. Oh, hello. Recidivism rates drop. Did they say why? Arrest convictions. Maybe it's the pandemic. This is what you get to dig into. Do you know the name of something? You could even Google, why is California recidivism rates dropping? So if you get like, oh, there's AI, criminal justice reform, pandemic, rehabilitative programming. Let's grab a keyword like that. Okay, so we're looking for the data. So you might find the recidivism data over an amount of time. Hopefully we could find something related to the topic too. Let's try recidivism, California, rehabilitative programming. Hey, the Office of Research, look at that. Rehabilitative program achievements. So in here, they might talk about specific things. So one that I was thinking of is like community-based interventions. There's like a whole bunch of things related to that, but just keeping the community involved so people don't feel isolated, I guess. So here's my research strategy. If you go to databases, there's obviously going to be like criminology databases where you can go in and you can look for these things. That would be a good place to start. But if we want to know what the impact of something is, there's a cool database, or two of them, one called Scopus, one is Web of Science. They both do the same thing. They look at the number of times something has been cited. So here's Scopus. So I'm going to try, let's have my keywords cheat over here. Okay, I'm going to try recidivism. Okay, if you've never used this database before, you could know that this is multidisciplinary, all the way from like pharmacological to social sciences to humanities to electric engineering and everything under that is taught in colleges. So if I type in one keyword, it's going to look for them everywhere. But if I put that in the title or the abstract, it's going to narrow it down to like being one of the most important things. So we go from 13,000 to 10,000. What if it was in the title, article title? Ooh, 3,000. That's a good body to look from. I'm going to back out to the abstract, though. I don't want to lose it. Then I'm going to add a search field. And on this one, I'm going to do intervention or program or Rehabilitative. Maybe like rehabilitation. Or I could just do rehabilitative program. But you could put in like community or anything like that. Let's do rehabilitation. Rehabilitation. These are all ambiguous umbrella terms for a bunch of specific things that are going on. Hopefully we can discover what matters. So, ooh, and I'm going to look in the abstract for this. I don't want it to show up anywhere. I want it to be one of the most important things. My head. Okay, so out of these 4,000, what are the most important? If we start out with the ones that are just being published, we can see that there are mental health interventions. There's looking for peer recovery specialists. Oh, I like that. Opioid use disorder service. What are the most important ones? The ones that have been cited by other scholarship. So if somebody is citing something, that makes it a big deal. So you can sort by the ones that have been cited the most. So this one in 1990, does correctional treatment work? Psychologically informed. So that one is so important that these 1,500 articles couldn't be used unless they cited this one. So let's come back up to our current era. Did that start in the 60s? We don't want stuff from that. We want to like what's been going on since, like cognitive behavioral therapy is a big, big deal. And I've seen that in recidivism treatment. It's like a counseling thing. And that came on in the early 20th century. But let's look at the last, or the 21st century. Let's look at the last 10 years and see what the most important things. So the numbers are less. There we go. Psychological treatment, drug treatment. Whoa, the use of images. I wonder if that's like desensitization. The wounded healer, reentry programs. This is where you get into stuff that's happened recently. So, for example, I want to look even more in depth at psychological or CBT or this is where you'd go out and see like what's California trying. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Let's get rid of psychological. And now I'm looking for a very specific intervention. Oh, I guess DBT would be part of this. DBT is dialectical behavioral therapy. Ooh, and I want this to be in the abstract too. Where are you, abstract? All of a sudden my mouse slows down. Then there's only 76. So even if this happens in California or not, you could go out, look for things that California is pursuing, then go into Scopus and see, or any other database, and get that data about what's happening. So systematic review is like a lit review. We can skip that one. But look at this, acceptance or commitment therapy for domestic violence. So is that something that happens in California? This is one of the best articles on that topic. And this would show the practice, the intervention, probably a sample population of what it's been worked with, so you could use to compare and contrast. So what are the interventions that you're interested in? That would be maybe showing up here or maybe showing up here. Does this help? Let me know. Also, if you're in Scopus, if you want to get access to the article, there's two ways. You could do this Find It button, or there's full text options right here. When you click on the Find It, it goes to our library catalog, and then hopefully gives you like a link. Oh, I'm like zoomed in. So this one would go to like EBSCO Psych articles. If you can't find the full text of an article, just let me know, and I'll help you track it down. All these databases are interconnected. Like this example. Why did that not work? Oh, okay, good example. Oh, there's HTML full text. I got the article anyway. Let me know how it goes, and I'm happy to continue helping you. I think this is a great project. Just narrow down to those recidivism interventions that you're most interested in.